Welcome to our channel, ladies and gentlemen. Kindly subscribe to our channel if you are watching us for the first time, and please don't forget to click the notification bell. You can also like our videos and share them, and to those who support our channel in one way or the other, kindly receive my gratitude. Now, in the wake of very many political intrigues that are happening, William Ruto has urgently and hurriedly instructed the UDA newly appointed Secretary General, Cleopas Malala, to convene what I call an urgent meeting that will be held in Bomas on 29th. So on 29th of this month, just as the month is ending and just as William Ruto will be jetting into the country, he has decided to put his house in order. And so all the media stations will be glued to that place to see what is happening. Now, in a statement that was sent to all the leaders, it reads, United Democratic Alliance, references UDA there. The date is today, 19th September of 2023, and it says, to the National Governing Council, and that includes National Executive Committee, elected governors, senators, members of County Assembly and National Assembly, County Assembly's House Party leaders, and whips. And the notice reads, Notice of National Governing Council Meeting. Pursuant to and in accordance with Article 7, 8, and all that of the United Democratic Alliance Constitution, the Secretary General, upon request and concurrence of the party leader, His Excellency President William Ruto, now and hereby convenes the National Governing Council to be held on 29th September 2023 at 9 a.m. at Bomas of Kenya. Please note that all elected and nominated leaders will be expected to fully regularize their subscriptions. The agenda of the meeting will be preliminaries, that is number 1. Number 2, chairperson's welcoming remarks and address by the party leader. Then party grassroots elections, any other business, signed there by the Secretary General, Cleopas Malala, and then United Democratic Alliance. They end there by saying, Kazi ni Kazi. So ladies and gentlemen, that is the communication. And note that this is going to include all elected and nominated UDA members of parliament, all the governors and all the senators. So it tells you just how serious this is. And so they're saying they're going to welcome the chairpersons to greet people, talk to people. They give their keynote speech there. And then the gist of the day would be addressed by the party leader, who is William Samuel Ruto. And then they're going to talk about party grassroots elections. Now, if you ask me, William Ruto is a very cunning politician, and let me tell you, many people might not want to hear this, but William Ruto is smart and is looking, his eyes are on the ball 2027. And I know many of you will start saying that he will rig, but even if it is rigging, he has started laying grounds for it now. I have heard on several occasions my very good friend Lee McQueen saying that Azimio should now desist from all the press conferences and they decide to go there and start campaigning. William Ruto is convening this meeting, and all these things like preliminaries and all the chairpersons welcoming agendas, I don't think these are just the small things that will be happening. The main thing here will be two things. One is the address by the party leader and the party grassroots elections. You all know that grassroots elections are always very emotive, and sometimes it is very divisive, because you will find two leaders who are really fighting to get maybe the chairman of the UDA in that particular area. And I'll give you an example. If you look at what is happening in Mombasa County, the Nyali member of parliament, Mohammed Ali, and Hassan Omar, who was nominated into the IALA, East African Legislative Assembly, are ever fighting to get the leadership of the UDA in that area. And I know they are now very happy because Aisha Juma is a minister and she's not allowed to do politics. But if Aisha was also set free, they would be locking horns there as to who would become maybe the chairman of the UDA in that area. So all these things, they have been happening even in the ODM and any other parties. Whenever people approach grassroots elections, these are moments that are very divisive. This is the time when a leader just feels that he's been neglected, and in that manner, he looks for another formation. And so William Ruto wants to take this opportunity to unite his members before they go for such, for the grassroots elections. And I know he's going to help them tone the rhetorics, because they already know that in such and such an area, we have people who are fighting. For example, if people would go to Nyanza and we are looking for a leader who to become the chairman and all that, people like Evans Kidero will be fighting it out with the other leaders who feel that they are more UDA than the others. So he wants to make a structure so that by the time they conduct their grassroots elections, it will not leave them divided, but rather united. And this is the reason I'm saying that he's really preparing for 2027, na hivyo ndivyo mtu anaibanga mtihani na anaenda kuenda. Hata kama ni mbio, ni ule mtu anatoka before the gun goes, on your mark set, and before the gun goes, he's already gone. And I think these are the Azimio must also move very fast and put their house in order. You see, when all the leaders meet, governors and senators and MCAs, both nominated and unelected, he's trying to unite them, because you've realized that sometimes people tend to be divided. For example, as we speak, for example, the Kakamega Senator Boniface Aliwale is not reading from the same page with the Secretary General Malala. Remember, he was prevailed upon to allow Malala to run as a governor, and then he contested for the senatorial seat. To date, they are not on the same page, and I've seen the body language and how Halwale is talking. So William Ruto is going to take that opportunity to unite the team, because as a ruling party, he has always maintained that they must speak with one voice. That is also going to form part of it. Malala is going to be, this is the first time that Malala is going to meet all the elected leaders since he was given that very prestigious position. And someone was saying that Malala really started his work on a very high note, and remember how he said he was going to paint Kisumu yellow. And so he's going to give his keynote speech there for the very first time since he was nominated to that very position. And remember, there are people in the UDA who did not welcome the idea that Malala was to become the Secretary General. And I remember Gladys Shulei really thought that Malala is not fit to be in that position, and they thought that Malala is micromanaging things. So they are also going to be requested and prevailed upon to give and accord him maximum cooperation, because without the cooperation from the people, Malala cannot do his work. And of course, I know things like this is coming at a time when the cost of living is just soaring so high, and William Ruto might want to talk to them to ensure that even if things are so bad, let them not go out there and expose the ruling party. Maybe they will be told to start toning down the rhetorics and speak with one voice, not to criticize the very government that they are serving. And they're also going to be maybe requested to ensure that as they talk to people, they talk to them in a manner that people will not hate this party I believe that those are some of the things that are going to be talked about, and we wait and see from what is going to happen in 29th. That is where all roads lead to Bomas of Kenya, because this is coming after William Ruto had also spent about 6 hours at the UDA party, and there were a lot of complaints that the secretariat is perhaps not doing enough. So you will allow me to say that William Ruto is a man whose eyes is poised for 2027 and is busy preparing things here. I think if there is any other serious team that wants to compete in, let them not give William Ruto an edge over them. And that is my take.